let's talk about just Charlie Kirk assassination. Um, let's talk about this. Let's talk about how Charlie Kirk got assassinated. Today, doing one of his speeches in this Trump's America. I see a few Democrats saying that they feel bad, or they like we Democrats, but we still feel bad for him or whatever. But I don't feel bad for Charlie Kirk. Maybe it's something wrong with me, but this is the Trump's America. This is what they wanted. This is what's happening right now. When you put so much hate out in this world, and you don't think there's any consequences, this is how you find out. When you divide people, and when you divide people, and you sit back, yeah, that's funny. He got what he voted for, because you just can't. We live in a time where right now it's all about the Great Divide. They should be calling this the Great Divide, because Donald Trump talks about nothing but hate. The gun laws, they just making the gun laws real loose, real lax. Anybody can get a gun. They don't care about like if you should be qualified or not. They feel like anybody who wants a gun can get a gun. And these people, they don't understand that hate is gonna be hate. When you start creating an atmosphere, and you start all this hate, when you start creating this atmosphere, all you're gonna get is hate. More hate on top of more hate. People are gonna get hurt. This is how people get hurt. People get killed and shot at, and all this kind of stuff is going to happen to people, because this is the Trump world that we live in. Donald Trump and Maga is a hate group, and it's nothing but a hate group. And when you talk about what's happening in America right now, they talk about people being divided, and talk about people, on both sides. They like to say it's both sides, but let's be honest. The Democrats don't push this kind of hate that MAGA is pushing. No, we never seen this kind of hate being pushed in America. If the closest thing that we probably had to it was Donald Trump last term, that was the last time we had this much hate going on. If you sit and you hate, and you have all this hate in your heart, and you keep pushing this divide, it's the enemy within, and you keep talking like you want a civil war. And this is the kind of stuff that happens. And it's unfortunate but this is the collateral damage that comes along with pushing hate. This is where hate gets you. It gets people killed. And the thing is, they're going to try to say that is a Democrat. We don't know much about the guy who did it or whatever, but they're going to say it's a Democrat. Even if it is a Republican, they're going to say it was a Democrat. They're going to say is Joe Biden, is Obama and the Democrats pushing hate. In reality, like during the election, they talked a lot about let's tone down the rhetoric. Let's bring the rhetoric down. Let's not be so hateful and negative. That's what they talked about. But they talked about all of that, but then they were the ones who were pushing the hate. It's nothing but a big hate group. MAGA has been nothing more than a big hate group. It's just a lot of hate going on. And with all of this hate going on, this is the stuff that you're going to get. People are going to get hurt. And I know that some people might feel sad about what happened to him because he got caught on camera, but I don't feel sad. I don't feel sad. I saw this kind of stuff happening in this Trump America. This is the stuff that you can expect to happen in Trump America. People getting assassinated. It's going to happen to people on both sides. Nobody felt bad when the senators got attacked. The MAGA didn't feel bad about that. Trump didn't say nothing about it when those people got attacked, and they got killed. When the senators got killed, the mainstream media, they downplayed it. The MAGA influencers, nobody cared. Charlie Kirk didn't care about those senators getting killed. When Trump pulled his fake assassination, like, and this is the kind of stuff that he put in people's head, like, hate is going to take over any day. Hate is always a place for hate. Unfortunately, there's always a place for hate. And this is the kind of stuff that hate gets you. People getting hurt, people getting killed. And I don't know what they want us to feel. I mean, I don't feel bad. I just don't feel bad about it. I feel like Charlie Kirk had it coming. This is the kind of stuff you do when you align yourself with a whole bunch of negative stuff and a lot of negativity and around a bunch of negative people with a lot of hate stuff and people who don't care about people. This is the kind of stuff that happens to you. Nobody cared when the Democrat senators got and the wife and the husband got shot. What was Charlie Kirk? Did he have any condolences for them? Did Donald Trump and the MAGA group, did they have any condolences? Or did they feel any kind of way for him after Charlie Kirk? I mean, after that senator and his wife got attacked? Did Charlie Kirk make any videos about that? And I know some people are gonna say like we should all feel bad about this, but why should we? This is what they're doing. This is what MAGA is all about. MAGA is all about hate. It's about creating a hatred atmosphere and dividing people. And when people get hurt on a Republican side, we supposed to feel bad. But they didn't feel bad when it happened on the others. When the Democrats got attacked, those two senators got attacked and got shot. Nobody cared. So now it's happening in America. The Great Divide is happening. A lot of people a lot of hate groups are starting to pop up. It's gonna be a lot of people getting hurt. Unfortunately, this is the world that Trump created. This is the atmosphere that we allowed him to create. The people that support that stuff, not myself, but people who support Trump. This is the stuff that happens. So when you look at what's happening in today's world, it's so much hate happening that I haven't seen in my life. I've never seen this much hate. I've never seen this much hate. I've never seen this many people. I've never seen this many people so evil. This MAGA movement they're trying to create an atmosphere where it's a civil war. So a black guy killed a girl on the train, and they try to say it's race-related hate crime. I made a whole video about it, but do we know? Do we know if that's what it is? Do we know why he did it? Is it just because he's black and she happens to be white that we care? What if it's the other way around? What if a white man killed a black girl? Would the media pick that up? Would it have as much coverage as it's getting now? If a black person was out speaking and they got shot in the neck today, would that be something that the media would pick up? Would the media even care? Would anybody care? Or is it because it's Charlie Kirk, one of Donald Trump's closest allies? This is now we all of a sudden care. And we should care. We should care because it's one of them. But when it's a Democrat, nobody cares. It's like they do this stuff to us and we supposed to just sit back and, I don't know, just let it go. But it's funny when the shoe is on the other foot. This is what's happening. The shoe is on the other foot. And now people are getting hurt, unfortunately. We don't want to push hate. We don't nobody to crime is no place for nobody to get shot. America is not about people handling things this way. However, he got what he had coming. Had he spoke more positive in his life and did more positive things and said more positive things, he probably would be alive right now. But unfortunately, he decided that he wanted to push hate. When you push hate, it's this thing that you forget about. People forget, like, God is real. The devil is real too. And when you start being a hateful person, sometimes karma gets you. Maybe this is his karma. Because they speak a lot about the gun laws and about how the Second Amendment rights, and they're trying to take your guns, and they want to take your guns from you. They like to talk about the Second Amendment. And when they talk about the Second Amendment, they always like to say it's not the gun, it's the shooter. But the fact that this guy got shot from 100 to 200 yards away tells you that kind of gun shouldn't be in the streets. It shouldn't be a time or a place in America where you have AR-15s or assault rifles that can shoot people from this far away. But this is what the NRA and the GOP, the Republican Party, is pushing. They push for this kind of stuff. They push for gun laws. They want people to have guns. They like fight fire with fire. More guns. That's how you save lives. More guns is how you save lives, is what we're taught. Well, maybe if they had guns too, they would be alive today. But in reality, the problem is the guns are the problem. Do I believe that you should be able to have maybe a handgun? You can have a handgun, but an AR, a gun that can shoot from 100 to 200 yards away, we should be allowed to carry those guns. We should. Why are we allowed to have that? And then somebody gets shot on live recording, and now because it's Charlie Kirk and the media wants to talk about this. I hope this is like a one-day, couple hours conversation, because they're trying to take the focus off what's really happening. This economy is failing. The economy is failing. The middle class is failing. No Epstein files. And we talking about Charlie Kirk. We could talk about Charlie Kirk, but let's talk about how we got here instead. I would rather talk about how we got here instead. I don't want to talk about Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk don't deserve to be talked about. They want us to talk about Charlie Kirk and they want us to feel bad. We don't feel bad. I don't feel bad about Charlie Kirk at all. I don't feel bad about it. I feel bad about how we got here, because how we got here is the real problem. All of the hate groups on the right side, they keep talking about hate, 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 divide, divide, divide. That's all they talking about. They want to talk about hate and divide is what they want to talk about. And then somebody gets hurt. Somebody gets killed on the right. It takes over all of the media and everybody wants to talk about it. What about the two senators that got shot? What about that? What about those two senators that got killed? Husband and wife. What about that? But it said Charlie Kirk gets all of the talk. Donald Trump ain't had nothing to say about those senators that got shot. But he had a whole lot to say about Charlie Kirk, didn't he? That's because that's one of his supporters. If it happens to one of theirs, the media wants to talk about it and everybody wants to talk about it. But if it happens on the other side, which is the left side, they want it to go away. But this hate, this kind of hate that we have in this country right now, this is the reason why this man got assassinated. He is part of the problem. Go back and look at some of his videos. He was a part of the problem. Instead of trying to divide and do all this stuff they had going on, he should have did more to bring people together. He had a big voice. Why not talk about stuff that actually mattered? Why not bring people together? Instead, they want to divide people, and then when people get hurt, they want everybody to feel sad. Charlie Kirk got what he had coming. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how, like I said, the divide is what caused this. Maybe, which I doubt, highly doubt, strongly doubt, maybe the GOP will decide they want to stop talking about negative stuff now. Maybe we can get back on track. Maybe his death will stand for something in his party. Maybe. But until that time comes, it is what it is. And this is where we are. This is how we got here. This is where we are. So if y'all want me to feel bad, I don't feel bad. It is what it is. He got what he had coming.